Welcome to the Shadow Hour, where dreams don't end when you wake, and the forest never forgets. This is based on a true nightmare I've had, a nightmare that keeps coming back. Jay grew up deep in the mountains of Northern California on his grandparents' property. Their house sat low in a hollow of land, a natural bowl surrounded on all sides by steep, forested slopes. It was the kind of place where a whisper could carry for miles, and yet, most days, you heard nothing at all. From the driveway, the land dipped steeply, winding down to a small, flat clearing where the house rested like a secret. The forest rose above it on every side, pines swaying in the wind, a green wall that felt protective in the day and oppressive at night. A narrow creek traced the property's edge, cutting through mossy banks and smooth stones. Jay's grandfather would spend hours panning for gold there, swirling dirt and gravel in the water, chasing flecks of shimmer. Jay would explore nearby, catching frogs, stacking rocks, feeling like the forest was his own. Sometimes his grandfather would call over with a smirk and say, "Careful, the watcher in the woods might be looking for you." Just an old man's joke, but one that lingered, like a splinter you forget about until it aches again. I've had a lot of great memories and dreams of that place, but sometimes I have the nightmare. Years later, as an adult, I began to dream about that property again. Not fond memories, but something else entirely. In these dreams, the sky was always too dark for the hour, the forest was too still. Even the creek was silent, and among the trees were people. At least, they looked like people. They were scattered throughout the forest, standing, crouching, leaning against trunks. Their stillness was unnatural, as if they'd been placed there. I could never see their faces, just shadows where features should have been. The longer I looked, the more I realized. They weren't in random places. They were surrounding the property. Sometimes one would tilt its head slowly, as though studying me. Sometimes they swayed just slightly, like tall grass in a breeze I couldn't feel. The house in the dream was always the same. Same smell of wood and dust, lit up orange by the fireplace. Same faded curtains, same creaks in the floor. But in this version of the house, the front door never stayed shut unless you locked the deadbolt, and the back door didn't lock at all. In the dream, the moment I realized they were coming, I'd rush to the back door to hold it closed. I could feel them on the other side, not pushing yet, just standing there, waiting. But every time, as soon as I gripped the back door, I'd hear it. The slow, deliberate creak of the front door swinging open. And standing there was the leader, taller than the rest, shoulders hunched, one hand pressed against the wood, like he was testing it. His face was lost in shadow, but I could feel his attention on me. I'd sprint to the front, slam it shut, throw the deadbolt, only to hear the faint shuffle of footsteps by the back. Every time I turned my back, they'd move. Every time I closed one door, the other would open. It wasn't frantic on their end. They didn't rush, they didn't pound, they just tested me, like they had all the time in the world. Dreams don't follow rules. Some nights the windows wouldn't be where they should be. Some nights I'd open a door expecting the kitchen and see the forest instead. Black trees crowding close, frost glistening on the ground. And always, outside, they waited. One night, I tried avoiding the doors altogether. I shut every curtain, turned every lock, but the curtains would slide open on their own, and through the glass, I'd see their shapes, closer than before, pressed to the windows, their hands leaving no prints, their faces still hidden. Another night, I heard footsteps upstairs, slow, deliberate. In the real house, the upstairs was just an attic, but in the dream, the sound was heavy, like someone pacing. When I finally opened the attic door, there was nothing but darkness, and yet the footsteps didn't stop. Once in the dream, there was no chase between doors, no sudden movement, just a single knock at both doors at the same time. Not loud, just enough to let me know they were there, waiting. Most nights, I'd wake before they ever got in, but once, they did. The moment was slow and sudden all at once, the front door swinging wide, cold air flooding in, the leader stepping inside. I remember the sound of the door hitting the wall, then movement. Too fast to see, too close to stop, and then I woke up. I've had this nightmare for years, and I still don't know why. But every time I close my eyes, I can see them in the trees, the leader standing near the creek, waiting for me to fall asleep again. The forest keeps its secrets, and so do our dreams, until they come for us in the dark. This has been the Shadow Hour.